On Monday, Project Veritas released a powerful 25-minute video which included an interview with a Google employee done in a silhouette to protect his identity, who also provided them with various documents, and an undercover investigation and conversation with Google's head of Responsible Innovation Department, which both confirmed that Google and YouTube are doing everything that they can to suppress conservative content in order to, quote, prevent another Trump situation from occurring in 2020.
Right after Donald Trump won the election in 2016, the company did a complete 180 in what they thought was important. Before, they thought self-expression and giving everyone a voice was important, but now they're like, hey, there's a lot of hate, and because of there's a lot of hate, misogyny, and racism, that's the reason why Donald Trump got elected. And so we need to fix that. And we need to start policing our users because we don't like to have an outcome like that. We don't want to have an outcome like that to happen again.
Yeah, let's talk a little about that. Tell me more about what you observed at these meetings right after Trump was elected. Who said it? What was said exactly?
So the things that changed was that the TJFs, they started talking about the need to combat hate and racism online, and also at YouTube they had the same talks by the CEO Susan, and they talked about combating that and getting rid of unfairness. And so slowly they started introducing the concept of machine learning fairness. So Google is targeting what they consider to be right-wing news commentators. So that includes Tim Pool, Dave Rubin, Stephen Crowder, and a host of other right-wing people that they are coming in and they're deciding that they don't want these opinions to have a wide appeal. And so they're coming in and they're putting their thumb down and they're deciding which content the users are allowed to see. The way that Google is able to target people is that they take videos and then they do a transliteration through using artificial intelligence. And they look at the translated text of what those people are saying, and then they assign certain categories to them, like right-winger or news talk, and then they're able to take those and apply their algorithmic rebiasing unfairness algorithms to them so that their content is suppressed across the platform.
Specifically, the insider verified that PragerU, the conservative educational YouTube channel, and talk show host Dave Rubin's videos received heightened analysis in the artificial intelligence program Viacom. Viacom polices YouTube distribution, singling Prager and Rubin out as right-wing and news talk.
So they're applying narrative control.
What's scary about this to you?
What's scary is that Google's deciding what's important and what's not important. They are going through and they're effectively deleting conversations from the national narrative.
While the whistleblower didn't mention me specifically, it's obvious the same thing is happening to my channel as well, and as many of you know, my own videos don't show up as the top search results for my name anymore, which started happening about a month ago. Thanks for the heads up in the comments section. And according to my YouTube analytics, starting in April, the total number of views that my channel gets from the recommended or up next section, those are the videos featured to the right-hand side of the current video that you're watching on the desktop version, fell from an average of about 30% just to a couple percent. And what a surprise, for the first time in my over 10 years on YouTube, I'm having several days every week where my channel actually loses subscribers. Here's the last 90 days where you can see at right about the end of April, my total new subscribers just started falling through the floor. Then one day at the end of April, I had a little spike there because a lot of people must have shared a video on social media, so that got some new subscribers. But then take a look at my new subscribers for June. Absolutely pathetic. The worst that it has ever been in over 10 years. And there's been multiple days where I am losing subscribers. Now, the reason for this is some people may get sick of the channel and unsubscribe, and YouTube closes dormant accounts that haven't been logged in for a while. But the primary reason that it's not actually getting new subscribers is obviously the videos are buried in the search results. They're not showing up in the recommended section, so nobody new is actually discovering my channel. And don't tell me that my videos aren't that good, because they average 30,000 thumbs up to 200 thumbs down, which is a 99.994% favorable rating. Now, Dave Rubin, who was mentioned by the whistleblower, he's not a conservative, he's more of a libertarian, but he's got a pretty popular channel and he does a lot of sit-down interviews with people, and he's gotten some pretty big names on his show. In fact, he actually had a sit-down interview with the CEO of Patreon, who came on to answer questions after they banned Lauren Southern. So he extended an invitation to YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki, who, of course, will decline. But when Shane Dawson, YouTube's LGBT darling, asked Susan Wojcicki if they could meet and get to know each other soon to talk about how his content's not getting featured enough, she replied, "Hi Shane, I really enjoy meeting creators. Why don't you DM me?" The two then sat down for some tea to discuss his concerns about not getting as many views as he wanted. I'm going to show you another clip from the Project Veritas video, but I'm going to have to blur out the face and the name of Google's head of responsible innovation because Google claimed that just showing her face in the video is a violation of her privacy, and so Project Veritas' video was censored, deleted, removed by YouTube.
We got called in front of Congress multiple times and we've not shown up because we were like, we just know they're going to just attack us. Like, we're not going to change our response, we're not going to change our mind. There's no point in just sitting there being attacked for something that we know we're not going to change. Like, they can pressure us, but we're not changing. But we also have to be aware of what they're doing and what they're accusing us of. Like I said, like, they could just, like Elizabeth Warren even, I love her, but she's also saying, like, you just have to break up Google and that will solve everything.
You have to what?
Elizabeth Warren is saying that we should break up Google. And like, I love her, but she's very misguided. Like, that will not make it better, it'll make it worse, because now all these smaller companies who don't have the same resources that we do will be charged with preventing the next Trump situation. It's like a small company cannot do.
We can't have another Trump situation in 2020, now can we? And thanks to the lawsuit by James Damore, who was fired by Google for writing a memo explaining how Google's diversity policy was completely absurd, we now know that a senior Google engineer actually floated the idea of bricking or remotely disabling President Trump's cell phone and deleting his Gmail account and the Gmail accounts of everybody in the Trump administration. But don't worry, because Charlie Weasel from the New York Times says that the Project Veritas video shouldn't be taken seriously because there's just no context to what the people are saying. By the way, Reddit also just suspended Project Veritas' account. But thankfully, Congressman Louis Gohmert has issued a statement saying, quote, "This video shows Google's biases are now a threat to a free and fair election, all while they hide behind the immunity given by Congress years ago when they were supposed to be a simple town square where everyone's voice could be heard without biased results. In fact, Google references a significant role they see themselves fulfilling in the 2020 elections. This discovery should set off alarm bells throughout the country. It is no secret that Google has a political agenda. Multiple brave tech insiders have stepped forward and exposed Google's censorship of content and specialized algorithms. This media giant's social justice narrative should distress all Americans who value a free and open society. Google should not be deciding whether content is important or trivial, and they most assuredly should not be meddling in our election process. They need their immunity stripped and to be properly pursued by class action lawsuits by those they have knowingly harmed." Donald Trump Jr. has been following the story as well, tweeting, quote, "This is really scary if you don't think there's some bias coming from the social media masters. Watch this. If we don't act now, it will only get worse." And he included a link to the video. But unfortunately, it got worse a few hours later because that video is now gone. Well, it's going to be a long and bumpy road on the way to November 2020, so I appreciate all your support, guys. I'm going to keep on going as long as I can. And if you're new to my channel, I'm surprised that you even found it, considering all of the censorship. So I hope you'll subscribe, and if you guys enjoy watching my videos, click some of the links in the description below to sponsor the channel, or head on over to my online store and get one of my awesome shirts, like the Free Speech Zone shirt, which we're trying to uphold, or the Trump Thug Life shirt, the I Love Global Warming shirt, or any of my awesome designs. available at markdice.com or click the link in the description below. So head on over and check them out.